What does Intimacy Fest mean to you? This is really like the festival that I would want to go to. And I think for me, that's about just a absolute focus on a rich experience of life.
Wow, this is what it's about. I just want to be myself. And I want you to be yourself. And I want us to meet in that place when I am me and you're you. And then we get to get lost in the magic together and love each other and play together and hug and roll around in the grass and jump in the water and swim in the lake and share secrets and stories and tears and laughter. And
do you want to jump in the lake right now?
No, it's too cold. I did that before, I think.
Honesty, without a doubt. And it's the honesty, it's not, there's like a conscious honesty, and then there's like an unconscious honesty. And I'm just discovering this as I'm saying it, so I haven't thought about this. But you know, your conscious honesty is in what you say, and your actions. And that comes from a commitment to be honest. And then your unconscious honesty is that you don't hide anything with your body. You're a horrible liar, you know? Like you have a bad poker face. Like it's almost like you have to be honest consciously, because it'd be so clear when you're not. And you let people see what's going on for you on all levels, on the level of speech, on the level of subtle things, emotions, feelings, movements. And it's so insanely valuable for people to get something real, to get someone who's just real with them. I think it relates actually a lot to the way I perform in front of a room as a musician. And because as a musician, the whole thing about being a performer is reading people, reading the room. But not reading people like individually, but just understanding what this room needs.
Everything we do is discovered. Really, everything we say, everything we do, everything we share with people is self-sourced, self-discovered. It wasn't read in a book. It wasn't copied and pasted. It wasn't because they said it. It's really embodied as lived, directly experienced by us and shared freely with you. And we don't pretend to be something we're not. Like, we don't preach. Or maybe you do a little bit.
You know, it's really the fact that I think we get to discover our relationship through leading stuff. We really get to discover who we are, and our dynamic is always slightly different. It's always depending on how we're feeling that day or what's happened, and we just get to continually learn who we are together as a unit when we work together. You know, I just thought of this analogy of, you know, one of the ways that one of the things we like about our romantic partners is that we could bring them home to our parents and go to the bathroom and leave them alone, and that they would be fine. And I honestly think I could put Reed with anybody, leave him in a room full of anybody. I think I could introduce him to any situation, and if I came back in 10 minutes, the whole room would love him and be connected and have gotten something out of that experience with him. He's the most versatile person I've ever met. There's literally nothing we could do to screw up working with Reed. You just put people, and you say, and you do, and I suppose we could like over micromanage him, which we're not going to do. he's so good. He's so good at what he does. I've said to people before that he's literally the best teacher I've ever met. He's just the best teacher I've ever met. He's so gifted as a teacher, and he could teach anything. I mean, we did a talent show at a festival with him, and he just taught one of the things that he teaches as an act, and it was hilarious, and people loved it. And he just taught. I mean, what he does is so good it can pass for stand-up comedy. And he's such a geek, so he's really, like, no one has done more of the research and really gets to the heart of what's going on than Reed. It's just incredible. It's incredible to watch him. I'm excited to throw him in situations and see what he does, because he's just a brilliant, brilliant person. And also, for whatever reason, I think he thinks we're great, which is super flattering.
The thing that I've been really present to the last few days, especially while being in Nepal and experiencing the earthquake and seeing the beauty of people and seeing the tragedy that happened to people here, and I don't know, there was just something about that so profound for me. This pristine awareness of, I don't know if I'm gonna live till tomorrow, and I don't know whether I'm gonna live to the next moment, and this moment right now is all I have, and whoever is in front of me and whatever I'm doing and whoever I am, it's the only thing that exists, and there's just such preciousness to that. I was speaking to a guy, a Nepali guy, Sujesh, that I met here, and he was mentioning the story of his dad who was donating blood and stepped out of the building right after he donated blood, and a second later the building collapsed behind him and everybody who was donating blood died, and he was the only one who survived. And just that awareness of that it can happen to us at any moment, at any time, it just gives us so much permission to love and to live fully and to be ourselves fully and to give of our gifts. In the example of, you know, like, how often do we give away things that we owe to other people, and in those moments of apparent tragedy, like, it's just so easy, like, here, have this tent, here, have this food, here, have this money. Because we know what matters. We ultimately know what truly matters. At the end of the day, when we meet the Creator, when we meet the mystery, we know what truly matters, and that's what I really want to give, that gift to people, to really know for themselves what really matters to them ultimately. If they were to die, if that day, that moment, that connection, that person was the last thing they ever saw, ever experienced, what would truly matter? And, you know, to me, I realized, like, it's just the beauty of things, like the bird chirping and singing, the wind on my skin, the beauty of the mountains, the person with me, the joy I get to feel in this moment, sharing of stories, and you know, sitting by the fire, drinking tea together, just simple moments, and it's really not grandiose. It's not this, like, I want to live my life fully. It's just really, it's really simple. At the end of the day, it's really simple. I love you, I love life, and here we are. And we can die the next moment, and so let's give ourselves permission to just really love fully and be here with each other, just like in the simplicity together, and let's not hold back our gifts, our love, our money, our resources, our information, our support, our encouragement. So what would it be like for you if you knew, like, you're gonna die the next moment, and how would you treat the person in front of you? How would you talk to them? How would you see this tree, this cloud? Like, what life would be like if you knew that your life was gonna end at the next moment, and what would it be like to live your life this way?